All right, here we go, guys. Got my good old, not double espresso today. We got the diet lemonade from Chick-fil-A. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Cheers, by the way. And am I the only one that whenever I go to a fast food spot or a drive-through, I always give a fake name? Because look, whenever I say Stas, they're always like, Josh? Scott? I get that all the time. Even my baseball coach, I think I mentioned this in a video before, when I was growing up, he would always call me Scott. And his kid's name was Scott. I'm like, my name is Stas. It's not Scott. My name is Stas. But I always got Scott. I always got Josh. Either way, I give a fake name whenever I go through a drive-through, guys. It's fun, sometimes I'm Nick, sometimes I'm Brian. I give these easy names to say. And it's like a fun game. It's funny, when I go through the drive-through with my wife, I always mess with her, and sometimes I give these insane names just for fun. And she looks at me like I'm crazy. Either way, guys, we have a lot to break down today. Stock-wise, we're going to go over what's going on in the market. We'll break down the charts, what I'm looking to do, stocks I'm looking at, what I bought today. We'll cover that as well. So let's do it. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. I think 50% of you guys watch the content, but you're not subscribed. If that's you, we're trying to get to 100,000 subs. And you need to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you all for tuning in. And now let's get into it. So we are looking pretty good now in the stock market. Earlier this morning, we were down across the board, but now we're going green. You guys can see the S&P, looking at SPY, is up 0.25%, over 0.25% now, after being down to 675 this morning. SPY hit 675 at the low, and now we're at 684 pretty much. We're up over 1.1% off that low. And the Qs right now, let's pull up QQQ. It is up almost 0.1%. So it's barely up, but we are up around $10 per share off the low. You guys see right here, we're up 1.5% off that intraday low, which is a very good sign for the bulls, right? And are we fully breaking out? No, we're nowhere near doing that. But the fact that we're seeing a recovery here, we're going green, that's as much as the bulls could ask for right now. You know what I mean? And the Dow Jones, let's pull that up. The Dow is up the most. Actually, no, it's up around the same as SPY. It's up around 0.3%. And the Dow looks like it's finding support right around 49.5, 49.6, which was that old resistance for about a month. We peaked out at about 49.56. Then we broke through it, so we're consolidating above that point right now. That's a good sign. Maybe it's gearing up for, another push towards 50K. And the Russell right now is up. Where's it at? It's up about 0.25%, so not bad. So we are going green. That's the point here. And I don't think we're necessarily out of the woods yet, but in the short term, it is nice to start off the week green, seeing a nice push after a long weekend, What more could you ask for? And here on the 1 hour chart, you guys will see, okay, we're not fully breaking out yet. We're nowhere near that. In fact, you guys see here, we have a death cross on the Qs, and we're under these moving averages, or at least the main 180 SMA. So we need to break through at least 605, 610, 615 for this to really start to break through, which again, we're not seeing that yet. And if anything, man, this could just be a bull trap. This could just be a relief rally in the index right before it dumps off again. So by no means are we seeing price action right now that is, indicative of us going a lot higher. It's just not there. It's just not there right now. But again, if we break through, let's say 615, 610, okay, now we're talking, but we're not there. So that is what's going on the Qs right now and on SPY. Same thing pretty much on both of them. Nice relief rally, but still on a downtrend. And this could go lower. That's the reality. We could still go lower. We're in a market that's like whipsawing up, down, up, down, one day down, up the next, That's the market we're in, but I'll take it. We're up nicely right now, and a lot of stocks that we've been calling out, that we've been talking about, are doing well, NNDM is one that we were talking about, I'm pretty sure over the weekend. This is one that looks very good today. We called out the dip at about $1.85, $1.90. You guys can see now we're up over 7% here, popping over $2 a share, and I think NNDM could have legs, right? This move here could have legs, more upside. So I like NNDM, the momentum building there. The cruise line stocks are looking pretty interesting here. RCL, which we talked about yesterday, the day before, might have been yesterday. That's up over 2% right now. RCL seeing a little bit of a move. Same with CCL, which we also talked about. I do like the charts on these cruise lines, especially RCL. CCL looks great too. Both of these I think could be going higher in the short term. Let's see what else is moving today. Affirm AFRM is up on the day after getting bludgeoned after earnings. It's starting to see a little relief rally, but still very much in a downtrend, right? And forget about these stocks. Let's look at the Qs. The top tech stocks are moving today as well. Nvidia's back in the mid 180s, which this stock was at, I think, 178 this morning. 179. So we've seen quite the recovery in Nvidia. It is up around 3.5% intraday off that low. And clearly we're doing what we've been doing, bouncing around the 180s, 170s. That's what's been the case. And the fact that now we're putting in support at about 180, we're pushing the mid 180s now. You know what that leads me to believe? We have an inverse head and shoulders here playing out, and I think it's gonna break through here into earnings, right? If you guys didn't know, Nvidia's earnings are in 10 days less, actually. I think a week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow. So next Wednesday we have their numbers, and we're already noticing higher lows being put in, inverse head and shoulder set up here, which could bring us, if it plays out, back over 190. So you guys know I'm an investor in Nvidia stock, and I bought more recently, I think like a couple weeks ago at $170 a share. Bought some at 182. And I'm just holding on tight now. And I was buying the stock like a madman last year, in 2024 or 5, excuse me. Time's flying, guys. 2025, we were buying the stock in the, $80, $90, $100, low 100 range. And quite frankly, even though I was buying a ton back then, I wish I bought more. But whatever, it ran up so much. Now we're flat for a good 6 months, but I think it's just gearing up for that next big move. And people tend to forget how much Nvidia's gone up, and they're like, oh, why is it flat for 6 months? Nvidia's a terrible stock. Guys, it was up like 40% last year, hundreds of percent over the last couple of years. What more do you want out of this company? It needs a period where it consolidates, and that is what we're getting. And that's with a push to 212. I mean, look, just 2-3 months ago, we hit over $200. So I guess, we've been consolidating, but there was a one-off pop to over 200 at one point. I think there is upside, more upside here on the stock. And you can even see it on the 3-year chart, how it's kind of gathering. It's gathering up here for that next move, similar to the price action we saw here heading into 2025. You saw Nvidia kind of hit 135 at that time, saw a little pullback, popped back to 150, 55 towards the end of 2024. Then it saw that drawdown during, Liberation Day that time. And sure, you could argue, if we get another catalyst like that, Nvidia could see a similar drawdown. But even if it came down to 160, let's say, on a similar drawdown to what we got here, the uptrend would still look phenomenal, and that would be a buy the dip, or that would be an even better opportunity in my opinion. So the chart looks good here. Yeah, you can argue maybe a pull down, another 10, 15 a share, maybe 20 a share, if things got ugly in tech. But even that, I think the chart would look great. I know, in fact, it would look great. And I think buyers would come in there, and that would probably be the bottom. If it got down to 160, 150s, that would be the bottom in my eyes if we were to get there. So Amazon, I bought more of today. Looking at what I did. So I added some Amazon, which I've been buying like crazy since earnings. Since they reported earnings and the stock tanked. I bought more at 198. I added today at 199.75. I think that initial buy after earnings was at 198 ish. So I'm gobbling up shares, man. I'm adding, and the charts look good on Amazon as well. If you look here on this 3-year chart, does it not look super strong? You're noticing higher lows, all that. And sure, it could go lower. You could always make that argument, but I like it. Anywhere from 175 to 190, 200 a share, I think is a buy long term on Amazon. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but long term, I think it's a good buy if you want to buy and truly hold for the future. I like these companies, especially Amazon at these levels. And I'm not out here buying every big tech stock, but Amazon's the one that I'm loading up on right now. And really, it's the only one that I'm buying. When it comes to big tech, it's the only one that I'm buying here right now. And other stocks I'm adding, you guys know other stocks I've been adding. Toast, I've been adding, Mercado Libre. That's one that I'm eyeing up here. It's actually down today. Last I checked, it's down 1%. So I want it to trickle down. Honestly, I'm going to wait a little bit on this one now because technically it looks like we might be going back to the 1800s. So if I can get a lower buy on this, I'll be patient and I'll wait on it. It's not, even though I just started, or, I've been buying it recently, it's still a new position, Mercado Libre. I mean, it's not a huge position for me. I started buying it in December. So it's like I have more room to add to it. And look, the reality is, let's say if this gets beaten up here in the overall rocky market for tech stocks, Mercado Libre comes under, let's say 1900, 1850, we could fill the gap down to 1700, and that would be a spot where I would be loading up. 1700 is where it got in April of 2025. So yeah, man, bring it on. It's like, I'm cool with this coming lower because it's a stock that I just started buying. I haven't really put a ton of money into it. And I think my average right now, let's see if I could pull it up. It's, my average is $2,070 a share. So I'm down about $100 a share, which for a $2,000 stock is really nothing. So a couple percent. And yeah, I'm in a position now where I could get that average cost under $2,000, and that's what I'm looking to do. And that's where patience is going to come into play. So I'm going to wait here. Let's see if that triangle plays out, brings Mercado Libre down to 1700. Boom. I'll add more there, get that average cost to, let's say, 1850, 1900. That would be nice. But yeah, overall, guys, I'm not really, sure, there are some stocks that I'm buying. I'm making trades, options, all that. But in terms of long-term investments right now, I'm not really adding, I'm not, throwing a bunch of money everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm adding in my retirement and select ETFs. We've talked about that. And when it comes to individual stocks, I'm eyeing up some cybersecurity names right now. I think they've gotten too beaten up in this whole software sell-off, and people don't fully realize how necessary cybersecurity stocks are going to be, companies are going to be for the AI trade. So I'm eyeing up some of those names. I'm adding more Amazon. I'm adding to Mercado Libre. But in terms of, there are a couple smaller companies I'm looking at and I'm buying a little bit of. But I've come to realize that with the more speculative stocks, guys, the smaller companies, I do like talking about them as well, but a lot of you, I'm not putting the blame on you guys, but a lot of you get mad at me, quite frankly, when, let's say, speculative stock doesn't work out or it doesn't go up instantly when I talk about it. People get mad, and I don't want people to put a lot of money in speculative stocks if I talk about them, you know what I mean? Or chase the small cap stocks that I'm in, It's sticky, or it's a sticky situation. It's a weird, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? If I'm talking about like a $1 billion market cap, some of the times these stocks don't move the next day. Some people want money now, and I'm being a little more picky with what I'm going to talk about. It's not like I'm going to hide half of my investments from you guys, but you know a lot of my speculative stocks already. But it's like some of the newer beginners that start out, they buy literally anything I talk about, which, I mean, I'm humbled to be at a point where, I have all these followers and people look at me for influence. But look, man, you can't do that. Just because I talk about a stock doesn't mean you should go out there and buy it. Doesn't mean it's going to go up the next day. I'm just a human, guys. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I appreciate all your support. I'm humbled by, all the support that I've been getting, but it doesn't mean that I'm a genius. I'm far from it, quite frankly. I'm far from I've been in the market for 10 plus years now, but I'm far from a genius, guys. And I've been saying that for a long time, right? It's like we all have things to learn here. So please do your own research is what I'm getting at. Don't just buy stocks based off my opinion or anybody's opinion out there. And to kind of wrap up that thought, again, that's why I'm not really going to talk about too much my more speculative holdings, right? But I'll touch upon them here and there, but I don't want to hammer them down your throats because people get the wrong idea. Anyway, we're rambling, guys. Oh my God, we're 16 minutes in. I got to wrap this up. So if you enjoyed the video, if you want to leave a comment, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, 50% of you on YouTube watch the content. You're not subscribing. That's a problem. And on Facebook, I don't know how many of you guys watch the videos and don't follow, but if you're on Facebook watching this, hit the follow button. Why not? If you haven't done so already, I appreciate you all as always. And check out the Patreon for my portfolio updates. You see all the trades, all the investments, the stocks I'm buying, right? And you get access to what's it called? The private Discord, right? All that's down below, pinned in the comments. Oops, I just unplugged my computer. Or go to stassarefest.com/Patreon. Time to end off this video, guys. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one.